Hello Commandants and welcome back to another guide. Today we're going over Wanshi Lucid Dreamer. We'll be talking about his kit, memories, teams, and ranks while I break down all the word vomit that is his kit. So grab your nearest pillow as we break down Sleepy Boy Wanshi. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe to see more videos like this. Now, back to the video. Go.
Nowhere to hide.
At first glance, Wanshi has a very complicated kit. That being at first glance. You see, once you actually analyze it, it's not that hard. The biggest thing you need to keep in mind is you need to get a number on his core gauge as high as possible before casting signature move. That will let him deal the most damage possible. Now he has two different damage cycles, and we'll be going over both of them. The first one is the quick ult rotation, involving doing a double 3-ping, hold down red, let go of red, followed by spamming red orb. Hit the red orb to catch Wanshi's gun, that's very important, and then spam red orb again until he catches it a second time. Follow this up with his first signature move. This damage cycle will do less damage than his second one, and most of the time you'll be following up his second damage cycle with this cycle. The second damage cycle is a tad more complicated. For starters, you must again double 3-ping, hold down red, release red, tap and hold basic attack, then red ping, and catch the gun with a red ping. Then you hold down basic attack once more, followed up by the second signature move. Because this damage cycle has a lot more stacks, it will naturally do more damage. Now, typically you'll follow this damage cycle with the first damage cycle and then switch out. Now he has a third and final rotation that's only for his glaciation effect, which will not come into play until the release of Selena Pianismo. However, if you're still curious what the rotation is, it goes as follows. Double 3-ping, hold dodge, release dodge, press and hold basic attack, keep holding basic until he stops zipping around, and then signature move.
Go. Nowhere to hide.
On to his memories. Wanshi's default memory set that you should be running on him is going to be his 4-piece signature memory, Listed. Then run 2-piece Chen Jian and harmonize Chen Jian on his signature weapon if you have it. This is going to be the optimal memory set for ensuring that he shreds the enemies for Luna and Chu to nuke them out of existence.
Go. Nowhere to hide.
Now, if you do have a signature weapon and you're able to resonate it, the resos you want in order of highest priority to lowest is going to be Domain Deconstruction, Incandescence, and Resonant Echo. Obviously, his signature weapon is ideal to have. However, many of you may not be interested in pulling it or can't afford to pull it. Luckily, his 5-star weapon can work. However, it'll be much more difficult to pull off. Obviously, his signature weapon is ideal to have, however many of you may not be interested in pulling it or can't afford to pull it. Luckily, his 5-star weapon will work, however it is a little bit cope from what I have heard from CN players. Something interesting that I think Commandants might like to note, however, is the buffs that his Cub provides. While a decent chunk of players either outright ignore Cubs or just pull them because, a lot of his damage gets a massive buff with his Cub. Mainly because the active skill 2, Snow Crystals, will root enemies in place for 2 seconds, and passive 5 especially, because if Wanshi has max stacks while performing Hyperlinked Flight, his first ult version, his base damage will be increased up to 90%. Ruinous Blizzard, that being his second ult version, will be increased by 75%. And if 30 rounds are consumed, the base damage will be increased even further by 175%. Essentially, if you have the Cub and max stacks, expect big PP damage. Moving on to ranks. Obviously, Double S is something that is obtainable for all free-to-plays, as you get Wanshi for free and get enough shards for PPC to get him to Double S easily enough. This is something that all players should aim for when getting Wanshi, since it'll activate all available QTEs with just S5. And Double S will reveal his revolver when he's switched in, which is absolutely huge. It also grants him more signature energy when he enters calibration mode, which makes it easier to perform those signature moves. Now for low spenders, Double S3 will be a good stopping point, since it'll increase his Ice Shred by 10% and Signal Orb recovery is increased by 100%. It will also increase the damage of his core passive. Now while Whales and above, it's up to you where your stopping point is, Triple S will increase the Frost Corrosion by another 10%, and performing either signature move in calibration increases their base multiplier by 1.5 times. On top of that, the base damage of Hyperlinked Flight increases even further by a whopping 60%. Finally, to round out the insane list of things his Triple S does, it has the effect of reducing party member cooldown by 3 seconds for all party members. So yeah, his Triple S is kind of busted. His Triple S3, Triple S6, and Triple S Plus all increase the damage of various moves Wanshi does respectively. If you want to know more, pause the video, I have it up on screen, but the base damage is just increased by a decent good margin.
Go. Nowhere to hide.
On to the team portion of the video. Now obviously Wanshi is the ice tank. He will fit perfectly right in with the ice team consisting of Ayla, Kaleido, and Chushukru. The second team you can run Wanshi on is going to be the Void team, and is honestly going to be a pretty solid team setup considering that both Wanshi and Ayla are free from the dorms, meaning that Luna is the only premium unit you need to pull. This also means that Ice and Void teams are now the two most free-to-play friendly since two members are completely free, and the only premiums that you would need to pull for either is Luna and Chu respectively.
Go. Nowhere to hide.
And so, Chrome can finally retire. Rest in peace, I will not miss you. Wanshi is honestly one of the most badass character designs I've seen in a gacha game in a long while. And I was more hyped for him than Hanying even. He's gonna be an absolute staple unit, and I, for one, am finally glad to have a good ice tank. I don't have Chrome Glory. I was coping. Well guys, with that, I'm gonna wrap this video up. If you liked the video and it helped you out, then drop a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of whenever I drop a new video or go live. I have a growing Discord full of PGR and WoWo homies, so be sure to check that out. With that everyone, take care and I'll see you on the next one.